Welcome to the Rose Garden, brother. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday to you as well. How are you?
Man, I'm making it another day, and I could not wait for today because we were going to be together in the Rose Garden. I needed my therapy. We use this time as our therapy, but we are not only together today, we are joined by a very, very special guest who I can't wait to introduce to everyone. What makes her super special is that she's my personal friend, and we have so many wonderful things in common. And she is someone who supports me and uplifts me when I need it. But for
Mhm.
those who don't know me, I am Sarita. I'm the second half of the sibling pair, and I'm always joined every week in the Rose Garden by my super fabulous brother, Exadian. And Exadian, it's been a week. We're on day what? 37 of the government shutdown, and your brother-in-law has been officially working as a slave for free
Wow.
for the US government.
Yeah, that ain't right. That's not right.
Yeah, so he's temperamental, but we were able to eat well and be able to commune and have good celebration, and uh, that brings me to why it's so important for us to be joined by our guest, because even through hard times we grow and look sexy. Look at that girl. I mean, welcome, Amanda. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, Sarita. Thank you, Zayden. This is the I will say the best thing that I've been looking forward to this whole week, and super excited to be here in the garden. We're going to unpack some things, and as much as I appreciate all the sentiments and the compliments, but people don't know what goes on behind the scenes, right? And so with this curated life that we have, I'm glad that you have this platform to talk about what's really going on. So I'm so excited to be here.
yeah,
Absolutely.
wise. We love real talk, so I'm ready to get into it. I heard you guys have some things in common. So what are those things?
Where do we even begin? uh, so was that a question for me, or do are we getting started? Okay, well, yeah. So, my goodness, I had the wonderful pleasure of meeting Sarita many, many moons ago. Without dating myself, this was before kids. This was before my ex-husband. This was before I even knew who I was. To be honest with you, we thought we knew, but we we had some life and realized we didn't know nothing. And with that said, our Sarita's now husband, my ex-husband, played football together. And so we were introduced, or they had a, how when people try to continue their dreams, and they had what they called a flag football team that they participated on after playing college ball together. And I remember, oh my God, your oldest now, who is like a whole grown man with kids. We Sarita used to bring him to the field, and me and the other, girlfriends at the time, and actually Sarita was booed up way before us. I feel like she's the one that kind of
Oh
stepped
yeah,
in
yeah,
the deep
yeah.
end
She's been
before
doing
we
that for
did.
a long
Um,
time.
yes,
Huh?
yes. But she would bring her son up there. We would kind of just take turns, and it was just a nice, outlet, because we had seen enough football. At least I had, and it was nice to be able to have her son there for us to play with. And so that's initially, of course, how we were brought together, is through our relationships with our partners at the time. And we immediately clicked. I mean, it was natural, it was organic, it was easy, and of course, when we found out that we shared the same birthday and same
Oh
birth
yeah, I bet.
year, it all made sense, right? It just all made sense. It's like, oh, of course, yeah, of course.
Yeah, y'all
And
both got April Fool's babies.
April Fool's babies,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
And from there, I will say it evolved and it grew, and our friendship, never wavered. We're both live very busy lives, but we come together like this in other ways to pick up where we left off, and it never seems awkward. And I have such a admiration for Sarita, the work that she's doing, the woman she is, the wife she is, the mom she is, and I think we kind of feed off of each other and inspire each other in very special ways. So
Yeah, that was a really great overview of your background. Let me ask you this. I heard you say kids, right? So well,
Yes.
that sound like plural. So did you catch
Yeah.
that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, kids, yes. Again, Sarita, I feel like her and her husband always kind of they were kind of living this, life before we did. I mean, I was a girlfriend at the time, and Sarita was already wifed up and everything, and so you know. I learned a lot from her, just because she made it look so easy, and I was like, you lied to me. When I started getting started myself. But yeah,
So how many kids
we
how many
definitely
you have? You have more than one, or you got one?
no, I do. I have three altogether. I have three, two teenagers and one elementary age kid. I have one girl and two boys. My daughter is the oldest. She'll be a whole 20-year-old, and actually next month, or no, in January, which is
Oh, don't get it wrong.
No.
I know, right? I'm like, I don't even know what day it is. So, but yeah, she's gonna be a whole 20-year-old in January, which is like so mind-boggling that I can't even wrap my brain around that. And then I have two boys. So
Well,
And
congratulations.
then you know what's special about that though? Let me give context because I know where he's going with this. So for Amanda, you don't know it, but my brother's mouth been getting him in trouble. In the garden, he has getting in the timeout seat because he has an interesting relational history, and everybody in the Rose Garden wants brother to have had the experience that we had, which is to be married, to be whole, to be in a relationship, which we're going to get back to. But what he has said that his closet is empty. He has, room in his closet, but he's got all these expectations and rules. And so on one of the shows, we talked about women and especially middle-aged women and dating a middle-aged man, even though he want to pretend that he's not this middle-aged man.
I don't do anything false. I don't do any pretending stuff. I don't like any of the false stuff. That's why we were talking about the facts, right? Like car type before. Because I think this is the thing. Like when men usually have an orientation of presenting themselves. Hey, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard some stuff. This is a new world today. This is a new world today. But in the world that I'm familiar with, like men present themselves as they are. Like it ain't much you can do to
Amanda, we got some. So you believe men present?
I think just in general, right? Like when the man lay down with you in the PM, when he wake up in the AM, you see the same creature. You know what I'm saying? But in general, women, they are meeting some costume dressed up thing. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like the real human being that's underneath it. So
is he related to you? Are you sure? Are you sure he is related to you?
Listen, I don't know where I discovered. So essentially, I send my brother pictures at night just to get him upset. So I sent him one day. I was sleeping in the bed, and I wrap my hair because I'm a short haired woman, and Black women wrap their hair. Okay, now he lived
right ever since. I can't get that image out of my brain. It's one of those things you wish you had never seen. I have to replace it with a very more pleasant. And I made sure she knew that's dead wrong. I hope you're not subjecting your husband to this type of experience.
Well, we have to maintain. So I can completely understand where you're going with that. Yeah, man, I see why they were coming for you. I gotta see that. I see why they were coming for you.
And what you need to preach about is, let's tell him your history, because he believes that all men are created exadian equal. And what I have known is, and what Amanda, if as much as she's willing to share about her history, I don't know that the creature she slayed down with in the night was the one she woke up to, which is why he is now her ex-husband.
We're talking about it. We're talking.
So tell me, I want to hear. I want to be enlightened. I'm always.
Shoot. Okay. Well, I have to take a little step back. When we talked about the representative, so let me just unpack that first, and then of course I'll talk to you about my personal experience. False representatives can go both ways. Okay, men and women. Now, you were kind of talking a little bit more so aesthetically when you saw your sister's bonnet or wrap or whatever she's in. But there's also false representatives in terms of personality and what we want to present to whomever we are dating or being friends with. So, there is sure an aesthetic false piece to it when women start pulling off lashes and things like that. But we also have to say that there is also a representative of who I think you want me to be and how I'm going to show up versus how I am. And I think that's both genders, but it might be a little bit harder for men because we're not so beauty driven in this society for men to there are men that wear toupees and pieces and things like that, but it's not as prevalent as I will say the personality or character that we end up.
Stop lying to him, Amanda. Them men over there getting Beijing and faking their bald spots. Okay.
Well, what I'm saying is also in terms of everybody knows this, right? And just in general, we got talking in a generalized common sense, right? Is that the pressure is on women to minimize and hide, especially when their resume is blemished and uncomplimentary.
Men don't do the same thing.
No,
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on men too to be the man, be the protector, be the provider, and then you driving around in a this that luxury car, and you going back to what?
Well, there's a lot of pressure on men to fulfill these the roles of what you would consider a real man. Yeah, that is true. But what I'm saying is in terms of the things that people might be measured on in the sense of, well, would they be a high value partner, to be in a relationship with? So it's definitely double standards too. Because let's just say,
sure,
in terms of a woman's reputation in the street is definitely huge, to a man's decision in terms of is this quality to connect with, right? So that's really huge. And I think women know that. So that's why they have the pressure on them to be like, well, I got to conceal some of this activity I've been doing out here because this dude might judge me in this way. Whereas men aren't held to that same kind of standard on the activity they've been doing.
Correct.
So in that way, it's definitely a double standard, right? But men are held to another, like you said, to a different type of standards, like what you just said in terms of their ability to provide, protect, and all of that, their agency, let's say, they held to that kind of standard. So I do agree with you, you're on that. But I feel like women, sometimes, and there are some dudes that are, they're fake. Like you'll go get your homeboy's Lamborghini, you know what I'm saying, pick a girl up or whatever. You don't have no car at all. You might be living with your
mother. Home at all.
Dudes do that. But
job at all.
But look at what we're putting on social media and dare I say dating apps, taking pictures behind, this type of house or this type of car, knowing you just drove into another neighborhood just to snap that shot to be
And so I think the authentic, so what I can always value, and I think that we can all say the same, is that we want authenticity in a relationship.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think by history, though, if we are all cracking open our backpacks of relationships, one of the reasons why perhaps all of us on this show are kind of frustrated is because we recognize that there's been some relationships that did not live up to that authenticity.
Yeah.
And when that doesn't happen, we are certainly impacted. Now, what I love about Amanda's story is she was impacted, but she was not knocked out. Okay. Nor did she become bitter, which it's easy. Like, you invited her to the truth about her children. She had 3 children, but 2 of them are kind of closer in age than the third one.
Well,
Mhm.
let's walk in the garden then. Tell me some.
Let me take my shoes off,
Yeah,
let me
let
get
me
dirty
hear
a
the journey. Let me see where you've been at.
And I think that
Yeah.
was a deliberate choice. I think that third child was because of something. So let's talk about that. Why did our
Yeah,
wonderful and first of all, he's wonderful. The baby is wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, so, just like you, Sarita, been, in a very long relationship, almost a couple decades. And, at some point, we thought that, yeah, it might be a wise decision. Actually, let me back up a little bit. Let me back up a little bit because I will say he was a little bit of a surprise for us, But what I was going to proceed with was the fact that we wanted to, after being in a long relationship, how can we date again? How can we,
Mhm.
reignite the fire? How can we, keep things from not being so humdrum?
Mhm.
And so with that, we forgot about other things that come along with it, like protection. And so
That's a good. That sounds like that was promising. That
yeah, we had a little too
was
much fun,
real
right?
convincing.
Too much fun in the dating scene in terms of dating your
In
partner.
your partner, in your marriage, which was necessary, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think I can relate to that because I was married longer, and there is I would say, I call it the 7 year kind of drain. Like after 7 years,
Mm.
something has to change. Me and my husband have always, it's like been these 7 year crisis periods where things are going along, and then at year 7, you're looking up and you're like, do I really want to be with you? Are you living up to the
Is
expectations?
that both sides, or is that from a female perspective? So I could.
I would have to bring Bruce to the Rose Garden to have that discussion.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to know.
Mm.
I can
You
say,
got these thoughts.
he'll come to the Rose Garden. What I will say is, I think he would agree that there were periods in our relationship because we have been together for so long, and you have to think about it. I was truly a child, a kid when I met my husband, right? I became an adult woman, and I became this adult, parent and wife. Amanda did too. What she didn't share, she's known her husband for years, like
Before college.
before college. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I will say I was 19. So that's freaking all my life, pretty much.
Well, one thing I tip my hat off to you on, like already that I can see, which I appreciate. And let me just tell you, if we use this as an example of like how two people who are strangers, they don't know nothing about each other, and they meet for the first time, and having the opportunity to connect on a real level, to hear some realness from both sides. I'm really intrigued and curious to hear
What
genuinely,
happened?
hear about your journey, hear about your life, to get to know, some insight. But I would say one thing I see off the break that I can definitely appreciate is that you're not you're not dumping on the other side. Man,
Never. You'll never see me do
yeah,
that. You
yeah,
never
yeah.
see that. You'll never see me do that. I mean, we still have a lot of respect for each other, and at the end of the day, that will always be my children's father,
Mm,
and I never want them to be disrespectful or bitter. They're going to have their own experience, right, with their father, as they had with me. And, as they get older, they will form their own relationship and have their talks and all of that. But that is something that I feel like they need to do. But
Salute to
I
you
will
on that.
not. I will
That's
not bash the other side.
that's what's up. So let me ask you this. So y'all knew each other for all this time, and then y'all create a family with each other. Y'all go through some trials and tribulations. Then you get back to rekindling and re-romancing, and then
I love the storytelling. You are listening today.
outcome from this, so surprise outcomes. Then what? What happened then?
Yeah. So I will say, going back to the fact that we were kids, we didn't know nothing about marriage. We didn't know nothing about starting a family. We didn't know nothing about being parents. There's no blueprint for this. So as we are going through our journey of doing what, society says to do, you fall in love, you get married, you start a family, and rest is history. And so, without having, that blueprint per se, we were just two people at the time who did, in fact, fall in love and decided this is what we wanted to do. I think that for both of us, what happened, and I'm so glad, Sarita, you brought up the fact that you and your husband talk about re-romancing each other. What we didn't do is our life started like this, but then as we got older, we went like that. So we did not grow together. We grew apart, and we had separate lives basically, and we came together when it was time to do stuff for the kids or stuff for the family. And so with that, to your point, Zadian, we did not know each other when we looked up 20 years later because we were like this. So it's like the person that you met at 19 is not the person who I am now at 40 something. I don't have the same desires. I don't have different goals and all of that. But we did not take the time to engage with each other throughout those years. And so we looked up after, the kids were a little bit older and we didn't even know who each other were. We married completely, we were completely different people, but we were kind of co-mingling in this thing called family. So I will say that is probably the biggest thing. Life was moving very fast. I had some hardship, at the time. I don't know, Sarita, if I even shared this with you, but shortly after my ex and I got married, I lost my mother. So I was like a year later, not even a year later, I had gotten pregnant with my first child, my daughter. And I lost my mom actually in my 4th month of pregnancy. So that was kind of crazy times because you're like, okay, I got my mom here. I'm about to have this new kid. Who's better to talk to you about being a mom than your mom? But then, dealing with that, that was definitely a strain, and I didn't have time to mourn. I got a baby that's coming out. It's getting ready to be here in like a few months. Mourn what? Like I got to prepare for this baby. So I was a ball of emotions at that time. But I will say, my ex-husband stood there. He was there for me when I did need him. In fact, to be that normal person in all the chaos that was going on. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Not having an opportunity or not really having the opportunity, but not taking advantage of growing together. I think that is the biggest piece of it. We were strangers years later.
Yeah.
Even, it's not necessarily about the quality or excuse me, the quantity of years knowing someone. It's the quality of that relationship in which you built over the years. And just when it came to him and I, we didn't build very much, sadly to say.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Yeah, that's interesting. So like, I guess how did you know, or when did you make a decision that this had to end?
Yeah, you there. I didn't feel complete. I did not feel complete or fulfilled, to be honest with you. I was thriving in my career. I've always had like a really big ambition when it came to goals. I'm an ambitious person by heart. Sarita will tell you, and she's the same way. So we feed off of each other. So I've always been, I poured myself into my career, just kind of looking to fill the void and feel whole. But I'm an Aries. We love love and romance, right?
You know, I know both of my sisters are Aries, so
Yeah, we
so
love
the
that
other
stuff,
one,
man.
I
We're lover girls.
find it hard to attribute that value to the other sisters. You know. Anyway,
but I will say this, like just like my true Aryan sister, because we are born on the same day. Not only are we lovers, but we're in love with loving and giving love. And so, one of the things that I think again, when she describes how she poured into work, like not only did she pour into work, she became so successful and so wonderful. That was almost like a love, right? Like that.
What's a career path she chose? What career
Yeah,
path?
so interesting enough, I started out in talent development, career development. That has always kind of been the thing that I've kind of delved into. Went to school for communications too, though, which was kind of crazy, and business management. So I have some media background in there too, but mainly for like most of my career, I've been doing this work for almost 25 years. And I'll say probably the 18 of it was in talent development. And it was basically helping businesses and people, not just women, but women and men, upskill and thrive in their career, and then how to give organizations guidance on how to build a thriving, sustainable workforce. So that was my work for a very long time. I didn't get into the HR space until probably like maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. And I kind of got thrown into it because when I was working for local government, I applied for one job. I was going to be the learning and development, manager for an organization, and then got promoted to a deputy, just like that. And so it was like trial by fire. There's some transferable skills for sure, when it comes to employee development and things like that. But HR is a whole nother animal. So I've been kind of like, finding my way a little bit, but now I will say I've got, a little bit of a network and went back to school and to, learn some new things. And so, and I'm currently in that HR space right now and leadership in HR for another local government agency. So, but yeah, so I delve into that to kind of distract from this, right? But to your question about how did you know, it was a band-aid. That the work and career stuff, that was all band-aid. It was not sustainable for me. Yes, I was thriving, but I'm a lover girl, right? So I was missing the romance. I was missing the love, and I just was not getting it.
But that's the typical story, though. Like how, for instance, like I guess you would say like people. I don't really like to embrace this thing of like love languages and stuff because I think that's bogus.
But it's so true.
When people ask me what my love language is, I say all of them.
Well, the reason why
I love it all, baby.
the reason why I say that is because like I think like sometimes like you said when we young and we feel it for the edges and we learn it as we go through the empirical.
Right.
Trial and error and direct observation and experience and stuff. So, as a man, right? Like you said, as long as you providing and protecting, you feel like you giving love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is
Fundamentally.
that are you saying that's all men think?
I think all men think like, all right, so let's just say like if you take a developing person, right?
Yeah.
And he just happens to be a male and he has to fulfill the male role, right? And what he's only been told is you need to provide and protect, and he's doing that. Then he's only doing that for one person, right? Yeah. Then that means that he's showing love. Because definitely, I can tell you this 100%. If you can always know what a man loves by what he invests in, you know what I mean? So that's 100% infallible, right? So if he's got a house with you, a life with you, a family with you, whatever, there ain't no more greater love that a man can get in that.
But there is though. I think it's
flag on the play.
Flag, flag. I think you have to get in feeling space, and I think that's what she's describing. So
But see,
maybe
that's the
those
challenge.
elements were there.
That's the
My
challenge
house was
there.
there. My house was protected. Myself that, but what's missing, and this is why you get in trouble in the group chat, is because you can't open. I need you to tap on your heart. So what are you radiating out? And what my sister just told you was she radiated out a lot, but she was
Well,
giving it
she
to
was, she was, but like, let's say, like, I guess it's implied. It goes without saying, even without knowing all the deep details in their story, right? Is that there is an infrastructure in place that's supporting her ability to do these things, especially if they have a family like
Flag
that.
in the play.
They, that's flag.
Flag in the play.
whistle. Tell them the truth, shame the devil. No, the infrastructure in place.
Infrastructure was built by me. Okay? Okay. And there's a lot of women out there who are building their own infrastructure.
Tell them. Say that one more time. Say that one more time for the Xadian in the back.
But I will say, to your point, Xadian, about the infrastructure piece, I can see why there's so much confusion right now, because women are just as successful as men. So where do men feel valued? You know, and so they kind of, you know, figure out what that looks like if they want like a relationship, let's just say, with a woman who is just as successful as her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will say where I'm at right now, I'm not going to say I don't need a man, but I don't need a man to live. I need a man to be able to provide me with the intimacy and the love and on the romance.
The heart.
But to say
I love the way you put that. I love the way you
that's what I need. But in terms of, you know, paying my bills, I pay my own bills, you know, putting a roof over me and my kids' head, I do all that. So what else you got?
That's what I'm
tap into your heart is what you say.
I like that. That's dope what you said right there. But this is my thinking, right? Is that, you know, it's the communication element. You know what I mean? For two different individuals. When you're saying like people are growing apart, that to me is indicative of a lack of it. You know what I mean? Because as you going along, you know, like if the communication is strong, you know, there's going to be some recalibration and alignment that's happening. But definitely, you know, I can see how like people do things and they're missing each other in the sense of showing love. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you start to develop resentment for each other. And when you start developing resentment, you're like, you talking about communication? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even like you.
I don't even like you.
You got to get on that before that. Yeah, but you know, I guess also fundamentally, like that underlying light got to remain there, because you know, let's just say everybody in your life has to have some traits that are to you deplorable. You know what I'm saying? Like I could look at my own children, for example, and say I love them in general. You know, like as a whole, whoever they are, no matter what, I love them fully. You know, but they got ways, you know, little things about them and stuff like, you know, I could do without that thing. I could do without it, but I still love them. You know what I mean? So I say everybody has that. If you know, there's never been a person I've came across that they don't have something in them that I could say, like, you know, she ain't have to put that wrap on her head at night.
Let me ask you this, brother, because this is what the group chat wants to know. Now you see this wonderful woman, and I see you are complimenting her responses, and I see the energy is shared, right? But if we use the math that you use about nothing appreciates with time and use that you had for our group chat, then it would suggest that now that our dear Amanda is on the market, that her value has depreciated. Well, and I feel like she has appreciated with all this.
Well, you know, you said that she was carrying this thing and doing it in a sexy way. I want to hear from you on your interpretation of how she was, but I'm gonna just answer that real quick. And I'm gonna try to do it in the most loving way that I can. You know, so let's just say this: people have this aura to them, right? And some people's aura is large and some people's is small. You know what I'm saying? So without a doubt, there's diminishing value happening. You know what I'm saying? So if you just look at the actual facts, you would say there's diminishing value happening. But she just might be her core value, to begin with, the aura around that might be so large that it's still big, even though it's diminishing, if that makes any sense.
I reject.
So what I'm trying to say is definitely, I'm saying, we all at this stage of the game got some level of baggage, you know what I'm saying? So I'll speak it to this. She got 3 kids, right? She's been married. She's been married before. All great. That, to some dudes' standards, that's a limit. It's disqualifiers, right?
Why would that disqualify?
They might not
That's
even.
real talk. I will say I'm here. You're real talking. I mean, I don't agree with it, but that's what a lot of. That's the reality.
But to her credit, though, even like how I just said that, the way she reacted and responded to it, that's a value. How she even just took that and whatever. And I
don't accept
the way that she did that, even though this other fact might be there, a dude who would disqualify her might just look at her and be like, well, let me go back. Let me go back and get some more. Yeah, let me get she'll get a chance when somebody else won't, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because of this stuff. Because it seemed like you said, she's not, with whatever things that could disqualify her haven't diminished the parts of her that could be valuable still. You know what I mean?
I would say this. And she's my friend, so I may see her through a different lens, rose-colored glasses. But I'm going to say this. Yeah. When you have a person who has taken hardship and grown,
100,
right?
Yeah.
That is something that is better than someone who continues to make the same decisions and the same choices and the same.
True.
And so to me, when we're looking at value versus diminished value and growth, the person who has taken hardships and grown from them becomes another kind of, it's almost like a diamond with increased pressure. Yeah. You become more brilliant. And that's what I see in her. That her career was a great career, but she had to pivot, not because necessarily she wanted to, but because there were some pressures in the talent development area. And so she upsold her own skills and transferred that to now this executive role.
She practiced what she preached.
She practiced
in her life, right?
And let me tell you guys, and the way I think that you described that very nicely and to a point, but that is terrifying. Let's just sit in that for a second. I mean, I am so appreciative of all of that, but that's terrifying. Think about it. We already established that I've known my ex since I was 19, been in a 19-year marriage, 3 whole kids, pivoting here and there in my career, and now I've got to do this solely.
Yeah, that's
and date and try to date.
And try to date and continue to thrive and all those things. That is terrifying.
That's courage.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So let's talk in that, because I want to let people know out there who are listening to this podcast and to this discussion, the fear is normal. And I didn't do any of this with no fear, but it's managing that and having self-confidence out the ass, that you can bet on yourself. What I mean? Think about things that go on in the world, and you might admire. It took a very irrational decision to do something that might seem super scary and risky for somebody else, but they had to believe that it would work. Right? They had to believe that it would happen. And that's kind of what I did. I did not see the staircase when I took that step, but I knew I had to take that step. It's like the devil that you know and the devil that you don't know. Wow. I know I already know what's happening if I stay here, but I have to bet that it's going to be a little bit better. In fact, much, much better over here, because now I have a little bit more control.
So you did it afraid. I like that. You just
absolutely. I do a lot of things afraid, but I do it. That's the key thing. I still do it. I have so before in 2020, 2019, I launched my own podcast, which I don't have anymore, but I did about maybe 11 episodes called Know You First. And the title of that episode was Do It Scared. Because we're human, right? We're human. We're going to feel all types of emotions, and we don't need to act like we're like AI people walking around with no emotions and just doing things. Because I know that's the world we live in. Right. But yeah, I do a lot.
That's the fundamental definition of courage. Is yes, acting in the face of fear. So I think like that's admirable. Like I would say definitely what I could see just even in this interaction thus far is that even when you disagree, you agreeable. You don't do it in a off-putting way.
I gotta keep it classy all the time.
Look at all that value. I'm having a hard time checking these Carfax, sir.
But I'm just saying this, right? Like that's why I told you. Like sometimes you could be you could be like a Ferrari or Lamborghini. Like put it this way. It don't matter what year Lamborghini you got. Like most of the time when you see these dudes out here that got a Lamborghini or something, that thing might be like a 1990 or something like that. But in actual fact, it's just like that, right? So like having a Honda that's a 2026 versus one that's 1993. Definitely the 2026 one got more value. You know what I mean? Right. It's the same thing with Lamborghinis too, right? Mm-hmm. But people don't look at that Carfax on the Lamborghini, the fact that it is one.
Okay.
Make it be what make it be something.
Okay, redemption. There we go. Redemption. Yeah. The group chat is not mad now. The group chat is not mad.
but that's why I say it's rare though, right? Because like say Amanda might be just a rare breed where that she could be inside of a conversation and hear, well, okay, it's and acknowledge too, like, yeah, it's true. I got like some things that could diminish my value. But at the same time, I accept that. But here's my other, but like that's a credit. Like that's saying, look, this is what it is. I'm being accountable for what it is, but I still know I have value, and that's why I'm still here. Right.
That's why I compared the confidence. And that's why I compared her to a diamond, because diamonds are imperfect. They have pieces of gold, but they succumb to the pressure differently. And that's how the value is. So that's why I said she's a diamond, because I'm looking for you, and there are diamonds in this world, brother. Your closet may be filled if you open your eyes to diamonds. If you don't just keep your eyes rested on just the Carfax. Our time goes so fast in the group chat, Lord, in the Rose Garden.
I know.
So we have to get to our game, but I want to before we get to the game, I want to ask you one more question, and hopefully that'll lead us to into our game. Now that you are out there vulnerable dating, how does it feel doing that? And what tips and tools maybe dear Xadian maybe can use if he goes out there, because he's over there he stays safe on his island of discontent.
I reject that discontent part. I'm fully content. Go ahead.
Well, so this I haven't dated in like 20 years. So let's start there. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Is it different than when you started?
To me, no. But but I'm an older woman, right? So I will say I have a lot of wisdom with some of the things that I can kind of pick up on that I might have been able to pick up on when I was younger. So there's that. So what does dating look like?
Though? What how you make connections? Like how you date? Like somebody to the store, the gas station, or something. Hey, I see you over there getting some whatever you get out this grocery store, you know what I mean?
Which I hear is a great place to meet people, by the way. That's I hear. So I'm like this. There's not like one specific place per se. Love can happen anytime. whether it's in person at the grocery store, on an app, hey, they're doing that now, and people are finding a lot of success from that too. I think what the biggest thing is right now, like you said, you used the word being vulnerable, Sarita, and I think that what you have to do now is, set your boundaries. I think teach people how to treat you, right? If there's things that, and you don't have to do it in a nasty way, but if there's things that you just really won't accept in your life, like right now, my mantra is, if it ain't peace, it ain't for me, And so that can come in so many different forms, right? And so if it's not alignment with my peace and my peace of my family, it kind of works itself on out anyways, because it's a boundary that I've put there. But do I like going on dates? Absolutely. Do I like, hanging out?
Right. You said absolutely. What you like about it?
Yeah, of course I like to, get dolled up and going out and having some good adult conversation, because all I do is talk about TikTok and anything else at the house. I'm tired of talking about all these things that my kids want to engage me with. So it's good to be able to talk about what's going on in the world with a nice, mature man. That's enjoyable. I like men. I love men. Shoot. I love men. I mean, hello. So I love being in the company of a man, and that's fun to me.
I feel that.
I love it for you, sis. How about that? Listen, what you don't know is I am the fly on the wall for the dating experiences. And when we talk, that's the first thing I'm like, girl, tell me about what you out there doing. And I love living vicariously through her. So it's beautiful to see your face and for you to share those experiences.
Likewise.
But because we are talking about dating, we always end our show with a game. And so you and dear Xadian, since y'all out here in them streets over there putting yourself on the market, you are the two players of this game. And it's called the 5-Finger Showdown. So I need y'all both to put your 5 fingers up. And it's 5 fingers dating edition, okay? Mm-hmm. So you put your finger down when you have encountered one of these things on that I'm going to mention in the dating streets.
I'm scared.
And the person, there, I guess there's really no winner, but there will definitely be a loser. So the person who gets their fingers down the most, we can make whatever assumptions we want to about their dating history.
Well, I just got on the scene, so I hope this game is of value from my standpoint.
You gotta keep it real though. You gotta keep it 100 on this one.
All right. So put your finger down if you've dated a person with a tattoo. Both of y'all putting fingers down. Put your fingers down if you have made out, and I'm going to say kissing is made out because somebody asked me one time, what does making out mean?
Yeah,
so if you have made out in a public space. That's 2 fingers. What's wrong?
I'm keeping the
was it that good?
No, I don't think that.
Sure, I need to put 2 whole fingers down for that
one. I did once in a rare occasion, so I'm really pristine. I don't be liking to kiss and all that stuff.
It's a very intimate thing, I will say. Yeah, I get it.
Agree. But I'm gonna keep it 100. If I'm into a chick, I'm with it. But that comes down the road. I ain't on a first date though.
Put your finger down if you have baked a date a baked good.
You ain't bake nobody nothing.
I did put a finger down.
I did. I made some chocolate chip salted caramel cookies.
Oh, you did a date.
Where's your finger, bro? You told me.
I ain't never baked nobody nothing. I ain't doing that. I'm not, like I said, now that if somebody got through the iron curtain, they might get something baked. Don't get that far.
The Iron Curtain. That is exactly what it is.
I will say that's a very special. That's a gesture you do for somebody special. So I get it.
Ooh, somebody special got chocolate chip cookies, huh?
Just saying.
Put your finger down if you have said "I love you" by the third date.
Nah, man.
You still at 3? You still at 2? Okay.
Hey, you might not be super special for that, huh?
No, that trumps the cookies.
Third date.
What we calling cookies.
Oh shucks.
Okay.
The ones you put in the oven.
Well, that's okay.
I'm not that kinky.
Okay, put your finger down if you've ever farted on a date.
Well, loud.
What if it was silent but violent? And
well, I would say I did it silently. All about loudly.
No, I would try to hold that joint in.
On a date, you would kill yourself. Yes.
Oh, wait. On a date. I'm sorry. I thought, yeah.
On a date. Have you ever farted on a date?
Not loudly, but I'll go ahead.
I took one of your fingers, brother. Damn, you're nasty. Put your fingers down if you've ever been on a date with a can of whipped cream in your pocket or purse.
What are you doing with a can of whipped cream in your pocket?
Oh, okay. So the added detail, you almost had me, but the added detail, I got 2 fingers still up.
Y'all got down the list. Put your fingers down if you've ever broken up with someone in a text. Jesus.
You are hardcore, Xavier.
You ain't supposed to do that?
Ooh, that's hardcore. That's hardcore.
I trained you better. You not.
Hey, y'all females be breaking up with dudes over text.
I try to at least do a call.
It's worth
Y'all got to teach these other females out here because they be like, oh, I keep it a whole stack, this and that is going on. Or, yeah, females break up with you over text too.
Dang. I don't know. We gonna have to go. We got to go to the group chat on that.
That's rough.
Okay, put your fingers down if you've ever dined and dashed on a date. Dined and dashed, mean you ate and then you left them to foot the bill.
I don't do that.
Xavier, your fingers still up.
I wish I could. I didn't know you could do that kind of thing. I might try it in the next one. Not even anybody like that.
Okay, put your fingers down if you ever were on the phone with a member of the opposite sex while you were on a date. Xavier, your fingers still up. I feel like that's something you would do. That's not.
I ain't gonna be doing that. That's bad.
No.
Put your finger down if you.
I would say texting, but not actually on a phone call. Like that has happened.
Does texting count?
I don't know. It says on the phone. Are we counting that? I think we can count that. You've been on the phone with somebody else.
Nah, I ain't gonna be doing that.
Okay, she put her finger down. I love the honesty.
Yeah.
Put your finger down if you've ever lied about your age to a date.
I didn't do that either.
No, damn, y'all are doing good. Put your finger down if you've ever dated multiple people at the same time.
Like recently or like well, you gotta qualify that one like
ever dated.
Oh, ever. Oh, not just recently.
Okay.
Ever. Brother, you lost. Cause you over there dating multiples?
Not recently.
Yeah, not recently. That's what I said. Recently, I had to put mine down too.
Yeah.
Ever. That's a lot.
Yeah, you gotta say ever. And see, I appreciate. Nice. See, this is what I tell you. Like a man that got high value. She got a big aura. Cause look, he came through with that accountability. That's honest. I respect that because I can't say never.
But so
Nobody can't say never. Nobody can say never.
Yeah, not never. Yeah. But recently,
nah, I ain't done it recently.
I haven't done it recently.
I've never dated multiple people at the same time. I've built
really
never.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Ever. I've never dated.
Oh, so many flags. All the refs throwing flags out their pocket. All down the field. Flag on the play.
Somebody's calling your bluff.
That's a flag. Everybody in that hole. See, this is the thing. There's nothing wrong with being accountable like me and your sisters did. There's nothing wrong with it. We owning it. Look, in our lifetime, that's happened. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Really, Sarita? I'm surprised. Really?
I never.
Flag on the play, man.
Wow.
You know, this is what I call, like the alternative narratives. You know?
I swear, I've never dated people at the same time.
So, okay. So I know you and your ex have been together since like kindergarten.
Ever, yeah. So it's not been, and then
I have to compare notes with her husband.
With my journal.
Well, you may not have found out.
Yeah, I never tell that part of it. But I will say that
going to the grave.
Right. And I was deeply loyal.
Now y'all talking the right way, right? Because y'all women got a school of thought of take it to the grave. Take it to the grave.
So you're telling me there's nothing,
other bones.
Are you telling me there's nothing in your life that you're not taking it to the grave? Is that what you're saying?
There ain't nothing in my life that I'm not right now. No. The only thing I would say is that I would take to the grave is things you got to plead the fifth on.
Well, isn't that the same thing?
No. No.
If you're not going to speak on it, then it's going to the grave. I mean,
no, I ain't gonna misrepresent it. I mean, this is the thing I got to plead.
Well, if somebody asks you or something like that.
Yeah, they ask me straight up. We'll be like, this. Put it this way. Like I said, the only time I'll call that card is if I'm in a legalistic position. You have to call the fifth.
Over at this swearing the.
Yeah,
sworn in.
Yeah, but if you confidential, I'm gonna whole book on you.
Yeah.
You can
get it.
The whole book.
It takes a special person to know the whole book.
Yeah, I think I have enjoyed this conversation, and I was so delighted to bring you into and I needed this level of laugh because when you're going through such uncertain periods of time, my husband's furloughed, and so are all thousands of other people, and the financial strain and stress is real. That we have not had an opportunity this week to just smile a little and smile for a long period of time. And I'll walk that back. We have been looking for opportunities this week to do it. The grandkids came over. That made us feel really good. My mom just flew back to Florida. She spent a wonderful kind of week with us. That felt good. So, and now this time in the Rose Garden has felt so good. Not only because you shared your time with me and I love you and I love being with you, but you shared your story and your time with others. And now you now have another sister in Amanda, because we are very much alike.
Well, she definitely represented well for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, she's definitely the archetype. You know what I'm saying? That's putting the group chat to shame. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm gonna get so many texts in this group chat today. Getting in trouble.
But I definitely appreciated the way she shared her story. So thank you for that, Amanda. And
absolutely
taking some time with us and all. Hey, what did y'all think about these the election day results though that happened this week?
I think that what made me smile was the boldness of people who had choice, because they were being told not that they didn't have choice, and they had choice and they exercised their choice, and it was and the message was sent. So, what frustrates me more than anything is the people who are keeping themselves out, because there are so many. There was like 98 million eligible voters that just kept themselves out. So if you keep yourself out of the discussion, out of the opportunity, you can't be as bold and as bright and as brilliant as what we saw. And for states like Mississippi, Virginia, places that have been, changing demographically and ideologically, to see them turn in a different direction is really powerful. And I think we do need to be strongly rebuking things that are not helpful. Listen, people who have degrees and have experience and have want and know-how are not working. Correct. That's not okay.
No, that's true. I totally agree. But I encourage everybody to listen to Zohran Mamdani's Zohran Mamdani's speech. He had a powerful speech.
Please send me the link. I would love to listen.
I didn't hear it either because I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. Speech. You know what I like about everything that's happening in that example, and then David Hogg, is that they are young. Mm-hmm. I was talking. This man is in his 30s, early 30s, and I was also talking to these young people who were like in their 20s. They were students, and what they gave me was such hope, because when I talk to my middle-aged friends who are like impacted, let's just say, by the furlough, none of them are thinking outside the box. And these 20, let me tell you what these 20-year-old people told me. They were like, F the government. Like, I'm about to go get a passport to go to UK, and I'll serve in UK. They're like thinking about, like, I don't need to be held hostage because I still have life in me. That's and right. And you know what they're not held hostage to? They don't have houses. They don't have cars. They don't have these things that are holding them anchored to something. So there's freedom there. And so I just want people to know we do have choice. We do have freedom. And this is hurting people. So all y'all not voting, all y'all sitting on the sidelines, hoping and praying something's going to change. It does not change with a hope and a prayer. You have to be active, create community, buy your friends who are furloughed some meals. It's hurting people. We need gas money. It's hurting. People are hurting. Yeah. So I'm just very thankful.
Let's take care of each other. At the end of the day, let's just take care of each other.
Yes.
It's tough out there. And I don't really see, I'm usually a very optimistic person, but it's hard for me to see when all of this is going to come to resolve. And so in the meantime, we definitely have to take care of each other.
And we're going to end on that note, because I'm so happy we took care of each other today in the Rose Garden. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh. I love you, Sarita. You already know. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you. And thank you for everything you're doing. I'm always just in awe of you.
Oh, thank you, brother. And
thank you, Zayden.
Xavier was well behaved today, so maybe
I've been slaughtering your name this whole show. I'm so sorry.
It's X.
But I like it though. Like, rarely do you see a name beginning with X.
That's probably why. Listen. See, you know why you were well behaved? Because Amanda was being nice to you. That aura.
You know what? That's why I say that Amanda got a lot of that auric value. You know what I'm saying? Which I mean, she must have started out with a whole big lot of it. You know, after all these experience, she still got so much more of it. Hey, that's why I say she could teach these other ladies in the group chat now. You know what I mean? Like, how to have.
I appreciate you both. I really do. And I'd love to come back at any time. Things are a little bit more stable now, so my schedule won't be as chaotic. But I would love to come back anytime, and I appreciate you both.
You are so welcome in the Rose Garden. Bye for now.